Alright, so I think we're about to be finished here. There shouldn't be any more quests at Redcliffe Village, but what schematics no, I should buy, never mind. I think at this point we don't need to buy any additional schematics because they're all very basic and it doesn't really provide much of an upgrade for us at the moment, at least. We could probably just jump back to Haven shortly afterwards here. Can we open this? No, we can't. Yeah, we don't have any rogues, never mind. That's why it's always a good idea to bring along a rogue no matter what, so you can open those chests, those darn doors that you really want to open, but you can't because you don't have those deft hands ability.
If those rumors are true, and apostates are attacking people, shouldn't someone do something?
Alright, so now I can barely hear the banter, so let's check out what we need to sell here. We only have limited amount of space. Superior Vanguard coat. Actually, this is buy. Never mind. What's the level? Oh yeah, the level requirement is level 10, I believe. Yeah, all these items are red, which means we can't use them. Need to put down a mental note that once we hit level 10, we're coming back here and stacking up the armor. Superior Vanguard coat. Actually, that looks pretty good, actually. It's, will keep us well armored, to say the least. We also have coat legs, coat arms. I think requirement is level 11 if I'm not mistaken, so again, can't use them yet. Superior Hunter coat. Actually, it's not Vanguard, never mind. It's not the same one we want to use. What should we take here? All red, except the free March's helmet, which is not very useful. And it looks ridiculous. I mean, even on Varric, it looks really, really ridiculous. Yeah, no. I really feel unprepared for this matchup, really. It feels like I can't really provide much of an upgrade for the party here. Yeah, I can't wear these things, can I? These are considered rare items. Wow. They're definitely not very rare if they're not worth anything at all. Gold wise, it's all less than 20 gold. So it's a fairly cheap and affordable rare item. Charging bull ring. Actually, we can't even wear them. Wait, how do we suddenly get more items here? Yeah, we don't need that. We don't really need that either. We cut it back down to 45. Do we need any of these things? Crafting materials, I don't really craft all that much, but just in case I come across a quest that needs certain crafting materials, I still have them. And they only cost 1 slot, I believe, per type. So for example, if you have 1 type of spindleweed, if you get 10 or if you get 1, it basically only takes up 1 space regardless. So that doesn't really matter and it won't affect our inventory all that much. But cutting it down to 45 isn't much of an accomplishment as a whole. But I think we should just wear the rings or the necklaces or whatever we have, and might as well do that instead, because it's really not helping. It's really not helping. Alright, so that's not too interesting here. I mean, I really wish I had new armor for Cassandra. This is really, really beat up armor.
Good day. Would you care to trade?
Yeah, I suppose. Well, they sell, I think they sell weapons here. And again, almost actually over a third of the items are highlighted in red, so we can't use them anyways if we buy them. We do have a healthy stash of 2 grand, 2,000 coins or 2,000 gold. Oh shoot! I can't walk through those mothers. What else should we do for quick XP boosts? Map to the waterfall. That shouldn't be too hard to do, right? Is it even on? Is it even in the hinterlands? I don't know. I don't see the arrow here. Is it Storm Coast? Is it? No, it's not. Nothing pops up. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. I don't really want to go back. Alright, let's go back to Haven then. That's fine. More loading screens as usual. Yes, we do get some Codex cards though. Let's do disengage Emperor Florian. I think Emperor Florian is actually in I think with Fallowmire, if I'm not mistaken. Return to the researcher at your stronghold with collectibles that would drop from enemies. Once enough are gathered from a particular type of enemy, you will receive a combat bonus against them. That's a nifty note. I will keep that in the back of my head. Should I move? Okay, good. It did not freeze on me. You don't know how many times this game has basically freeze on me while I was fast traveling back to Haven. Right when you open that door, you get stuck. Like the entire, I think the game or console freezes. Like that. It kind of just stutters. And then, yeah, you basically have to restart your console. Oh, Iron Bull's right here. Let's have a chat with them.
Can I help you with anything?
I would like to know more about the iron.
Company you'll find from here to the Anderfells.
Sorry, the Chargers.
In my time with the Chief, we've gone up against everything from bandits to magic trees. We're expensive, but you'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
Did you just say magic trees, as in like Ents?
Chargers specialized in anything from a tactical standpoint?
Bull doesn't want us large enough to work as an army. We're better as shock troops, as skirmishers. We've got archers for hitting enemy infantry, Dalish with more archery, and Skinner and her people on the flanks. Rocky handles fortifications and traps, and Stitches keeps us all fighting. They mostly hold back. I'll lead the frontline fighters with Grim, and the Chief goes wherever he can hit something.
So you're basically a vanguard, but I think you're a mage, no?
You said something about everything from bandits to magic trees. I'll admit to some curiosity.
Right. Sylvans. That's what Dalish called them. Apparently spirits can possess trees, too. Some noble in the Dales, and they really don't like it when you call them Dalish nobles, had a haunted forest. His family had abandoned the land, but he wanted it back. The Chief bought us all axes, and in we went. Between the axes and the torches, the Sylvans weren't too bad. Worst part was the squirrels.
Wait, the worst part was
Are
the
there rules for
squirrels.
how mercenaries operate?
If you don't want some noble to treat you like bandits, yes. There's also a code of conduct most companies hold to. Keeps things civilized on the battlefield. We accept surrenders for ransom from mercenaries, nobles, and soldiers wearing a lord's colors. Our prisoners are treated well, injuries tended. We'd want the same for any of ours who got captured.
We'll talk later.
I still want more information on the squirrels, but yeah, it sounds like they're a very honorable bunch of folks here, despite being mercenaries.
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. Canary learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. Your Templar's doing good work.
For a big guy like yourself, you're pretty
I'm impressed
observant.
by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
I don't know if it will need an Inquisitor or some sort of leader figure.
The Inquisition has done all right so far without an Inquisitor.
That's because all we've needed so far is damage control, reaction. A group can handle that. Once you've sealed the breach, it's gonna be time to make decisions. Someone's gonna have to step up. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
That's a very, very curious comment right there. All the soldiers going home and getting fat. It won't happen, but it could. I think he's implying something, but... Is he implying that he should be the Inquisitor? Because I don't know. It's a tough one. If I had to choose one right now, I wouldn't know who to choose.
My uncle died. I'm a good rider, and well.
It doesn't look like we can actually craft anything right now. Anything useful, at least. Not to mention, I didn't really collect all that many schematics in general. Yeah, I don't need an apprentice staff or a jeweled staff blade. No, actually, I can't even craft it. I don't have the right materials here. Let's see what Blackwall's up to.
Abandoned warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look, see if there's anything we can salvage.
What kind of things are you looking to salvage?
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
The wardens? I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
Please, do tell. Yeah, what do you guys
Been
do?
over for 10 years. What do wardens do when the world's not ending?
There is still Darkspawn. Just because we killed so many in Ferelden doesn't mean they're gone. And the world is not so peaceful that there's no use for good men with swords. Sometimes you have to figure out for yourself what the pledge to protect others really means. It's not always about just archdemons and blights.
Where were
Can't
you
argue with
during
that.
the fight?
I was in Ferelden, on my own like always. Quietly killed my fair share of Darkspawn too.
So how can you travel
You haven't had
alone?
contact with
It's,
other
it's a little
wardens
bit
for a while.
strange.
Why were you on your own?
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
Reminds me of a
So
younger
you have
version
no
of
idea
Duncan.
where the rest of the wardens are?
Do you find that odd? The blight is over. We don't need an organized force. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find Darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
Let's continue this at another
That's
time.
definitely an oversimplification of what Grey Wardens do. To say the least, at least. To say the least, at least. Any updates over here?
Do you need something?
Nope, doesn't look like it.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Was there something you needed?
I'm surprised the "Are you with anyone" option is still available. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's just a little bit out of the blue.
Is there anything I should know?
The Lord Seeker's actions are a mystery, but the Templars will aid us. They cannot sit idle while the breach remains.
That's an overly optimistic view on the Lord
Why would Templars break
Seeker.
away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
The Chantry forces are, or have been weakened significantly. I don't know how much more power they can give us
Served the Chantry for
towards
ages.
sealing the rifts.
In that time, they've come to take the Order's services for granted. Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations, to feel as if those efforts are dismissed. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of that. I sympathize with their frustrations.
And after all that's said and done, I just
all
ask
for
him, are you with anyone?
Another time, then.
That would be really, really random. But I guess I hit all the key, key notes of the conversation, which opens up the romance dialogue option for us here. Map to a waterfall. You know, I bet you it's one of those quests where it sounds really, really enticing to finish, but then really there isn't much to it. You probably get jumped by mercs and then that's it, pretty much.
Carry on.
Yeah, there's nothing new with Barrick, unfortunately.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me, as there is but one God, one life, one death. There is but one God.
I just love the tavern's cozy atmosphere, I guess. I don't tell me there's another loading screen. Oh my goodness. Come on.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. Hear that? I meant the stronghold, but it sounded like... Well, it's funny, right? Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
Right down to business. I like your style.
It's not just a war between those two.
Well, sure, the sky has a hole in it, but I can't put an arrow in that. Well, I have. Doesn't come down. That's weird. And that's the point, right? It's weird and right there, but they still want to punch each other. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
I'm just gonna ignore what you said previously and
That's why
take
we're here.
what you
To
just
help guide
told
everyone
me
back from the brink.
right
The religious
to
ones
heart.
tell you that.
Right to heart.
That's important, right? But don't make it all about that. Seems like believing too hard is what got everyone here. And here is stupid and smells of horse. Really, what everyone needs is to get everything back to normal and proper and profitable. Sound good to you, all chosen Lord Herald?
Wow, another one of these things. You staying sounds very good. Another cheesy pickup line.
I'm ready
but
to give it a shot.
we'll overlook that.
That's all I can ask from anyone else.
I'm in. It's an investment, yeah? Better pay off, too. Stupid war and everything. I had things to do.
Oh, I'm sure you did. You know, other than trying to put an arrow through the rift into the hole on Sky.
Researcher
Yeah.
Meneve wishes to use some inexpensive spirits.
Anybody else we need to talk to? Maybe? Look at that running jump. Another quick save. Another quick save.
Herald of Andraste.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste.
It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however, glad that he is with us, even if he was not what I expected. He seems to be a good man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
So, what were you expecting from
You
Blackwall?
seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
Yeah, we already know that for a fact.
You have a history with the warden who ended the Blight, don't you?
I had the privilege of calling her friend before she died. The world seemed much duller after that. It still does.
Apparently the default hero
We can
for Elden
continue
is a
this
she.
conversation later.
You know where I am.
I'm not sure how that really works. The reason why is that I played the original series, Dragon Age Origins, on the PC, so I wasn't able to port my previous character into this game. And I have not played Dragon Age 2, so I basically had to select some options given right from the beginning of the game to sort of craft the past of the Ferelden hero.
Everyone's respectful around us. Never know when they might get their guts shoved back.
I suppose we should talk to Vivian as well.
Did you not? Senior Enchanter Lydia was a dear friend of mine. Were you at all acquainted?
No idea who Enchanter Lydia was, but we'll have to make that up as we go along.
Lydia was my instructor. She was almost a mother to me.
I never met a wiser soul than her. I understand she was killed by one of her own students when the Ostwick Circle rebelled. I think we both agree that this war must end.
My condolences. I actually don't know who First Enchanter Lydia is. But sounds like you guys are good friends.
The war benefits no one. It must end, and order must be restored.
If only the rebels saw things so clearly. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
And that's where we come into play.
I'll try not to let them down.
Failure is a luxury we cannot afford, my dear. For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
I don't really like where this is going.
If that's true, then I'll put it to good use.
I suppose we'll see. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Again, the character depth of this game is very, very comprehensive, to say the least.
Ah, Lord Trevelyan. May I have a moment?
Who's this? Who is this person? Wait, is this the Beastmaster?
You're the Herald. Or, well, the one they're calling the Herald, anyway. It's odd to see them accepting a mage as their hero. First, we're too dangerous to let out of the circles. And then we're apostate rebels. But they seem to like you. My name is Maeve. I research demons and other creatures. Seeker Pentagast and I use what I find to help the soldiers fight them.
Cassandra always comes prepared.
I found something the demons left behind. Can you use it?
Yes, that's very helpful. Just leave it there and the Tranquil and I will examine it.
Alright, so we find demon bits and pieces and dump it onto the table for further examination.
I'd like to discuss your parents.
You know, at least this pickup line's better. Well, that was quick.
What would you like to know?
Less cheesy.
I'd like to dispatch a courier asking the bands of House Trevelyan to align themselves with us. What are your thoughts? Should we approach your family for their formal support of the Inquisition?
Again, no information is given to me about my parents, so I'm just going to say I'll do it myself.
If that's what you want, I'll send a letter to my family. They'll respect the request if it comes from me.
Wonderful. That will save time. Val Royeaux has noted your lineage. It gives the Inquisition some legitimacy, although not so much as we'd hoped.
Why not?
You are from Ostwick. Orlesian nobles consider the free marches somewhat quaint.
Yeah, again, you know, monarchs, elitists.
Even though I'm a mage.
Blah.
That doesn't give them pause.
Not an unfamiliar sight. Mages from noble families are given more leeway. Besides, Ostwick Circle had a reputation for being rather sedate.
Yeah, basically, shit went down in the Ostwick Circle, so can't really do much about that.
You've never been bored until you've lived in a tower of studious, well-behaved mages. Even our circle's fall was quiet. Everyone just left.
No wonder the people's faith in Templars has been shaken.
I mean, the Templars are just doing their jobs, but, you know, mages turning into demons.
Templars
Nobody
most
wants
of
to
it
see that
weren't
happen.
Even-handed enough. A few were almost friendly.
Commander Cullen will be pleased. For a man no longer with the Order, he takes its faults quite personally. This place is no bastion of civilization, not like the Circle. I hope you don't find the living conditions in Haven too drastic for someone of your station.
I think I'm fine. All I need is just, you know, a roof over my head
This can't be what you're
and some
accustomed to,
warm
Ambassador.
food to
One adjusts.
fill up my belly.
I stay busy. It helps take my mind from our surroundings. And the cold. And the wildlife. And the lack of civilization for miles around. Why anyone lived here before we found Andraste's ashes, I cannot imagine.
I think from a defensive standpoint, it's fairly safe to
leagues of ice
say
between me
we're
and whoever wishes
positioned
me
very,
ill,
very
can't hurt.
well.
Do not say that too loudly. Chancellor Roderick is still here. Until next time, my lord.
Okie dokie. What's this? Yes, the Children of Andraste note.
That's
Turn in research.
Please
Do
tell
we
me
have
if
any
you find
research?
something.
Oh, we do. We have Nightmare
If you find
Claws,
anything,
Weapon
please
Fragments, Dragonling Scales. We have a whole other list of shebang that we can turn in here. What's a best reach? Something best reach?